Hey kids, here's a cool trick. If you use kitchen tongs to grab a Dorito, you might not get it on your fingers. I'm gonna take that one to the bank. Or the credit union. No one knows why that's funny. Hi, I'm Phil.
Hi, I'm Kevin.
Welcome to Pretty Good Cooking.
Pretty good.
First episode filmed in 2019, year of the legume. Someone else suggested 20 Spice Team, the year of spicy food and the return of Spicy Mike. Well, don't hold your breath. Here I have a Champagne flute that has some Miller High Life, the remnants of it. I'm gonna put a little energy juice into that. Actually, that was kind of nice. This is the lemon flavor. That goes well with High Life. We're actually filming on New Year's Day, first day of the year, and I'm gonna drink out of this champagne flute in order to be festive and fancy, which are two things that this show always is. This is a Sapporo. It comes from Canada. That's where they make it. Did you know? It tastes like nothing at all. Just like I like it. Tonight on the show, we're gonna teach you how to make Puerto Rican chicken and rice. One pot dish. I don't think it's really Puerto Rican. John, resident editor and cameraman and creative partner of PGC, will be the judge of whether this is Puerto Rican or not. Not because he is Puerto Rican in descent, but he recently vacationed there. And therefore he understands their culture completely and totally. All right, here we go. We're gonna preheat the oven to 350, and we got a pot here. This is a Dutch oven that we're gonna start heating up over medium heat. We got a pile of chicken, fatty chicken, bone-in chicken thighs. You could go boneless if you'd like. The store where we went did not have them available, so we settled for bone-in. But bone-in has its advantages. First of which is that crispy skin is both delicious and aesthetically pleasing. So you could crisp up that skin and people will be like, oh my goodness, that looks good. However, it would be even more aesthetically pleasing if we cooked it in a cast iron skillet. That's a thing that people really like to do. They like to be like, I'm a fancy man with my fancy pan and it's in my hand and dinner's looking grand. That's how you cook. We will season the chicken. You could use Goya adobo seasoning, but I will tell you that the basic ingredients in that is garlic powder, which I'm applying liberally, onion powder, I'm sorry, excuse me. No, you're excused. No, you're not. There's no excuse for that. Turmeric, or turmeric. That's what makes it yellow. That's what makes chicken yellow. Did you know? And then you might add oregano. I think I'm out of oregano. I must have used the last of it at Christmas time. Nope. I got it. And then you might add some pep of some kind. I'll just add a little chili powder. Salt. Yeah, I mean,
you got any chili powder on that guy.
Yeah, I did. You can see the red flakes if you got vision.
I think Kevin should be making this instead.
I could quit right now and you could take over.
He sounds like he knows what he's doing.
I
do.
I will abdicate this show. Alright, here in the bottom of the pot, healthy or unhealthy amount of oil, depending on how you view it. Now it's olive oil, which normally I call olive oil, but now every time, because of that one time, I have to say it like an idiot.
You know?
Yeah, I do. It's true. Sometimes I think about like my accent and how I talk, and I think that perhaps it's just decades of me saying funny things and then getting stuck saying them that way, like for the rest of forever. It's just gonna, by the end of my life, I'm just gonna be speaking pure nonsense. Huh? I'm turning 30 this year. You wanna be useful, Kevin?
No, not really.
Okay, that's fine.
No, I'll be useful.
It's just chopping vegetables. We need a bell pep sliced.
What color is that?
That's a red bell pep. We need half an onion,
What color is that?
red, and then a few cloves of garlic. Thank you, Kevin.
You're welcome.
It's always easier cooking when Kevin does some of the work, because then I'm not doing all the work. That's how working together works. When you work together, none of you have to do as much, and that's why children go to school, to learn how to do that.
You know what? It's kind of true.
Okay, we got a little smoke. We got a little smoke action. We're gonna get our chicken cooking nice. and it's gonna be crowded, but that's all right. I think I'm just gonna do 4 of them and then the 5th one after, because you just basically give them a little bit of a sear and then we're gonna pull them out. Use a bigger pot or less chicken maybe, but it's not that big a deal. Ain't nothing to worry about. 2019, everything's different from yesterday.
New year, new me.
Yeah, that's what Kevin says.
It's not actually what I say. I think the new year should be in spring.
That would be more appropriate. That would be nice. Can you imagine like celebrating the new year and there's like green shit coming out of the ground?
Yeah.
That would be, yeah, that would be nice.
Drink up.
That would be nice. You got a nice cook on your chickie, it should release carefully. And look at that, that looks nice. Oh yeah, that's flavor. Couple minutes on that side. Does not need to be completely cooked. We're just doing a little bit of color and extracting some of the chicken flavor that we're gonna imbue into the rest of the food. And I'm gonna do that with 1 more piece of chicken and then we will proceed.
Tell us what you did, Kevin.
Chop those.
They look good, thanks Kev.
Welcome. I just wanted everyone to see this beautiful, gigantic clove of garlic. And I wish every clove of garlic looks like this.
Right, we got our chicken cooked off, seared off, whatever. So I have 2 cups of long grain rice. I'm using basmati, which cooks a little bit faster. So it might be a little overcooked, but I don't think it's really gonna matter for what we're doing. And with cold water, we're gonna give it a rinse. Usually we forego this step, but I'm just imagining that perhaps this is the Puerto Rican way. So I better, you know, with my superior knowledge of the Puerto Rican people, I better follow their customs. I really don't know what I'm doing. Into our pot of chicken grease and oil, we're gonna add the veg. It might get a little smoky, and we'll need to mix that up pretty well. Of course, gonna open the door to price a good flavor. While I'm working on that, I'm gonna ask Kevin to do some more work. Can you open all these cans? Here we have black-eyed peas, pitted olives, green, and some tomato sauce. And I'm using canned olives in particular because we're gonna cook them down. I don't think using a high-quality olive is appropriate.
Man, I'm excited. I didn't know there were olives in this.
Oh yeah, bud. There's a lot of flavors in this.
Good.
In with these vegetables, we gotta throw in some bay leaves. And with these shitty dry ones I got, you want just 2 regular ones? I add in like a couple extra for the dry ones just to get a little bit more flavor going. And then we're gonna spice these with cumin. Oh, what a good seasoning. You can see that it's a little steamed up, so it's hard to get the cumin out. It smells great. They were just basically getting a little bit of color on these. Not gonna cook them all the way, because we're gonna slow cook it in the sauce. Other things you might add at this point, some paprika. I think that might be nice. Make the dish a little spicy, but not too spicy. And I've got a chicken bouillon cube here. I'm gonna go ahead and throw in there. There it is. And there it goes. Here's my washed rice. Now that these are cooked down somewhat, I'm gonna go ahead and put in the rice. God dang, that smells good. Give that a stir. And it's okay if this cooks just like this for a minute or 2, because it kind of will toast the rice up a little bit. And we need to add the tomato sauce. So this is 1 little can. I think this is 8 ounces. Do 1 of those. Here's our can of black-eyed peas, which we're gonna hopefully get out of the can. Ugh. Blast them, get some of that weird bean juice off of them, and we'll just put those straight into the meal. Here's those sliced olives. Now I'm gonna put the whole can in, which might be a little bit much, but I think it'll lend us a superior flavor. All right, and this is starting to stick a little bit. Not that big a deal. We're gonna add some water, which will turn into chicken broth. Starting with the 4-cup baseline, I think that's going to be way too much. So basically, oh, actually no, it's not going to be too much. Nope, 4 cups, okay? And before you add the chicken, I would give this a good mix. I think this is going to be really, really yummy. And then finally, take your seared chicken and nestle it right on top. And you want it skin side up in hopes of preserving some of that crispiness.
Sorry, what's that?
Crispiness. And I got some chicken juice from the plate. We'll pour that in. I forgot we need to boil this, but bring it to like a simmer before we put it in the oven, and that just helps it heat up and cook. We're gonna cook it uncovered with the intention that the rice is gonna absorb the juice and the flavors of everything we put in. So once that's simmering, I'm gonna put it in the oven. It's gonna take about half an hour or so to cook. I hope. We'll be back momentarily.
Praise Sigmar.
Alright, it was simmering more than it is now, but it took us a couple minutes to pull up the camera. And in it goes! And we'll check on that in half an hour. We will be back.
Yes.
It's been half an hour. Let's see how our meal came out. It looks looking good. First we want to check, did most of the sauce absorb into the rice? And it did, so that's good. If you wanted to be nice to your family, if you're making this as a family meal, you could pull out the chicken, chop it up, and then put it back in. Or you can just scoop it out and let people chop to their desire. And I think that's what we're gonna do at least. And I think that'll be more aesthetically pleasing. And the last thing to do is to top it with cilantro. Nice garnish. And there you have it. All right, let's give this dish a taste. Chop into the chicken. Hi, Vinny. It's very good. It reminds me a little bit of paella, kind of like Spanish flavors, but it's really yummy. This is also distinct. The olives lend like a little bit of briny flavor, which is nice. And the overall, it's just very savory. It tastes like the spices that we put in it, which, you would hope food does that. But this is great. I highly recommend making this. This was super easy, super yummy. I don't know if it's good for you, probably not. But anyways, that's how you do it. So enjoy, and maybe have a good year. Okay, bye.